All right, think of the world as a really intense game of risk, but with higher stakes like actual human lives and global trade agreements. And in this game, some players are rolling around with a whole lot more dice than others. So who are these titans clutching fistfuls of tiny plastic armies? Which flags are planted on the biggest chunks of the board? We're about to break down the top 5 most powerful countries of 2024. From military muscle to economic clout and everything in between, these are the nations shaping the world we live in. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. Let's get the obvious one out of the way first, shall we? The United States. Still strutting around like it owns the place, and well, frankly, it kind of does. When it comes to throwing its weight around, sometimes literally, the US remains top dog. We're talking the largest defense budget in the world, enough to make even the most hardened dictator sweat. Stealth jets, nuclear weapons, you name it, they've got enough firepower to make a Michael Bay film blush. And it's not just military might, oh no. Their economy is like that friend who always picks up the check massive, influential, and impossible to ignore. From tech giants to Wall Street, the US dollar still dictates the rhythm of the global economy. Plus, let's not forget their diplomatic muscle. Leading NATO, calling the shots at the UN, it's like they're running a never-ending high school popularity contest. And guess what? They're winning. Now, if the US is the reigning champ, China is the ambitious newcomer breathing down its neck. And let me tell you, they've been hitting the gym hard. China's military modernization is like watching a caterpillar transform into a much larger, scarier caterpillar. Their navy is growing faster than a teenager in a growth spurt. Their air force is nothing to sneeze at. And don't even get me started on their hypersonic missiles. But it's not all about flexing military muscles. China's economic engine is an absolute powerhouse. And they're using that economic clout to spread their influence across the globe with their Belt and Road Initiative. Love it or hate it, China is a force to be reckoned with. Chapter 3. The Bear in the Room, Russia's Enduring Power. Now let's talk about the country with a penchant for tracksuit-wearing leaders and election interference, Russia. They may not be the economic powerhouse they once were, but underestimate them at your peril. Because when it comes to military might, Russia is still a heavyweight. They've got nukes galore, a formidable army, and a knack for getting involved in geopolitical hotspots like it's their favorite hobby. Syria, Ukraine, you name it, Russia's got a finger in the pie, or perhaps a borscht-stained spoon. And while their economy might not be winning any popularity contests, it's largely fueled by something the world desperately needs: oil and gas. That gives them leverage, especially over energy-hungry Europe. So yeah, Russia might be a bit like that grumpy uncle at Thanksgiving dinner. Unpredictable, a little rough around the edges, but impossible to ignore. Chapter 4, the elephant in the region, India's ascent. Next up, we've got India, a country that's basically the human embodiment of slow and steady wins the race. They've been quietly building up their military might. Nuclear weapons? Check. Modern defense systems? Check. A rapidly growing navy? Check. But India's rise isn't just about guns and ammo. Their economy is booming, with a tech sector that's giving Silicon Valley a run for its money. In South Asia, India is the undisputed heavyweight shaping the geopolitical landscape. Plus, they're becoming increasingly active on the global stage. Chapter 5. The Union makes the force, the EU's quiet strength. Finally, we come to the European Union, a collection of countries that decided, hey, we're stronger together. And you know what? They're not wrong. Individually, some EU members might not make this list, but collectively, they're a force to be reckoned with. We're talking about major military powers like France and Germany packing some serious heat. Economically, the EU is a behemoth, the third largest economy in the world, and a leader in innovation and sustainability. But perhaps their greatest strength lies in their diplomacy. They're the ultimate negotiators, the masters of compromise, the ones who can get everyone to agree on something. Eventually, the EU is like that well-dressed, well-spoken friend who always manages to smooth talk their way out of any situation. They might not be the loudest in the room, but you better believe they're getting their way. Chapter 6, the future of power, who will rise? So there you have it, the top 5 contenders in the global power struggle of 2024. From military might to economic influence, these nations are shaping the world we live in, for better or for worse. But the game is far from over. Alliances shift, economies fluctuate, and new players emerge. The question is, who will rise to the top in the years to come? Will the old guard maintain their grip, or will we see a new world order emerge? These countries dominate the world stage in 2024. Which country do you think will rise even further? Let us know in the comments.